she used to call me Little Security. This lady used to call me Little Security. Yo, Little Security, Little Security. That's not her daughter. That's her sister.
Oh, you've been scheming on her.
I said, oh, okay, it's game time.
Welcome back from the break. Again, we are here today in Poughkeepsie, New York at the Salt Line with visiting my boy, the executive chef, William Manning. And we're about to actually have some food come out. You want to talk about what we have coming out?
So we actually have a duck dish. It's a coffee brine duck dish, celeriac puree.
Yes, sir.
There's also
sir.
on the dish, there's a kumquat jus chocolate sauce that we, actually I should have told you before, we collabed with a place called Catskill Chocolate. Before I get into this, Frank, this is...
Step back? Yes, sir. You can stand over here, Frank.
This is Frank. He's our food and beverage manager.
Nice to meet you, sir.
The Salt Line.
No problem.
When you guys come in,
yes,
again, he's the person that helps create the cocktails on the bar menu. But he oversees the bar and makes sure you guys get the drinks that you guys love.
So thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
And so when you come in, make sure you stop by to see Frank.
Definitely. But the dish, it's a duck dish again.
Yes, sir.
Made it medium rare, so you can indulge in medium rare. I collabed with Catskill Chocolate on this. Catskill Chocolate is, of course, in the Catskills. Dark chocolate, kumquat sauce, pomegranate.
Don't let, you keep talking while.
Pomegranate glaze, and micro radishes and pomegranate seeds. The duck was brined in chocolate for, let's say, 6 hours. And then here we have scallop raviolis. We made it into heart shapes because of the Valentine's Day weekend.
Yes.
Almond brittle, and a curry saffron sauce. And these are two dishes that I created for you today.
So I know we touched on it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Why culinary? Like, what brought you along this journey?
Again, when I went to school for football,
yes,
I thought that was the end all.
Got you.
I thought that was everything, until I realized college actually makes you hate sports.
It can do that to you.
I honestly ended up hating it more than I loved it. I don't even watch football anymore because of the pain that you have to go through to honestly try to be that number one person.
I got you, yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I'm it's survival of the fittest around here.
Of course.
But but at the end of the day, that's just something that I thought I loved, but I really didn't love it as much. And then I seen the culinary program that they had there, and I was telling myself, that's a hobby, but I love doing that hobby.
I got you.
And I always was raised to never turn your hobby into your job. I didn't understand what that meant until I got into the field.
You love what you do.
I love what I do.
It's not work.
It's not work.
Yes,
it's
sir.
a passion. I literally, yesterday I was in the kitchen.
Okay.
And I was just actually deboning the duck breast.
Oh, thank you.
And I was sitting there, and out of nowhere, a dish just popped in my head. I was like, I'm making that. That's going to be on my springtime menu.
And is that normally how it goes?
That's how it goes.
Yes,
sometimes I'll be at home with my wife, and we start talking about something, and a dish just pops up.
Yes, sir.
You have dreams about certain things with dishes that you want to create.
It's like music.
It's like music. Everything that you're passionate about, you will dream about it.
I got you.
And those dreams turn into reality.
I got you.
One way or another, and that's what this is.
Well, thank you.
You know, so
let's rewind a bit. Let's go all the way back. Where are you originally from?
Some controversy, man. I'm from Newburgh, man.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
rep
Are
Newburgh.
you?
I'm from Newburgh, man. I got the street tatted on me,
sir.
man. Lander First is where I was brought up. I was born in Poughkeepsie, though. You know,
oh, no, you the second one now. Oh, no, brother.
I was born in Poughkeepsie.
Yes, sir.
I was born in Poughkeepsie, Vassar Brother Hospital. I think we came to Newburgh when I was probably like 4 or 5, because I know I was in kindergarten at like 5, 6 years old.
And what was early life for you? Like the siblings? Like what's that like for you?
So altogether, On my mom, I have a lot of siblings.
Listen, man, it's all right.
On my mom's side, I have 6 siblings. Oh, so 6 of us.
Got you.
All together. And on my dad's side, 3 of us from my mom and like 9 of us from my dad.
So dad normally the one. Dad's is normally the one.
He out there seeding, playing seeds.
I got you. So in mom's house is like where you were growing up at, right? So how many siblings in that house? Boy, girl?
6 of us. 3 boys, 3 girls.
Ooh.
3 boys, 3 girls. Head clashing.
Oh,
you know
it was two boys, 2 girls in my house. I already know.
Classic, man.
I already know.
Yeah,
man.
it was different though.
So how would you describe your household growing up?
Rough.
Rough, yes.
Rough. Yeah.
Give me a moment that sticks out the most for you growing up.
A moment. There was so many, man. There was so many. I will say this one thing. There was my aunt Ray Ray.
Okay. Aunt Ray Ray.
Aunt Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? Aunt Ray Ray. She was the fun one. So she's my mom's friend.
Got you.
Who's my aunt? You know, black
friend
household.
Of the family.
You know,
yes.
But that's Aunt Ray Ray right there. Anytime there was a situation where I was to get in trouble, Aunt Ray Ray coming through. We either playing dodgeball in the house, we doing something.
Anything.
Snacks, anything.
I got you.
You know, that's how I got. There's a mark right here on my forehead.
I see it.
One day, we was in the crib playing dodgeball, and
what type of ball?
Oh, I think it was like a little wiffle ball. It might have been I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember what type of ball, but I know it was something serious. You know what I'm saying? So, growing up, my mom used to go to Aldi's with the food stamps.
Got you.
Buy nothing but snacks. We used to have the, you know the big bins.
Got you.
Fill it up with snacks. Anytime you do something good, you get a snack.
I got you.
So it was just a point in time my mom put me on punishment. I was always on punishment growing up, man. My mom put me on punishment. And Aunt Ray Ray came to the house to babysit.
I'm save you.
Aunt Ray Ray at the house, you're not on punishment.
Yeah, I heard you.
So I'm like, all right. She goes, you guys want to play dodgeball. Whoever wins gets snacks.
How old was Aunt Ray Ray compared to you?
Aunt Ray Ray probably like, she was probably like 10 years older than me.
Oh,
she was probably like...
in 20s.
Yeah, 20 years old at the time.
So she's still young, too.
Yeah,
so
she's
it explains why you playing dodgeball.
Playing dodgeball in the house, man. It had to be like 20, 21. So playing dodgeball in the house, and my sister threw the ball, and I caught it. Mind you, Paul's there. We had this huge table, dog, in the dining room.
Glass?
Nah, it's wood.
Got
this
you.
thick.
Got you.
You know the old wood tables?
Them real wood tables.
Them real wood tables.
I got you.
Huge. I dove, caught the ball. My head cracked the side of that table. Blood. At first, I didn't feel it, because, you know, that adrenaline kicking. I didn't really feel it. But in the living room, we had this diamond mirror.
You saw yourself?
I had this diamond mirror. I don't know why. I just heard everybody screaming. I go to the mirror, bro, and I look up on the couch. Blood. I said,
you freaked out?
I was done. I was done. That was probably the main moment that stuck out to me, though.
I got you.
Blood was everywhere, man.
Um,
I definitely, still to this day, I didn't get those snacks that I wanted, though, because I caught the ball.
Oh, yeah, and you wasn't supposed to be in the house doing that anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to, though, man. I wasn't supposed to.
No, when Mom found out.
She actually was away at that time. She was away. She was, she used to do, like, advocating for the community in Newburgh.
Yes, sir.
And she was away on, it was called CVH, Community Voices Heard. And as a matter of fact, my mom used to advocate with Barry's mom.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
It was during Community Voices Heard, and my mom had went away that time, and that was around the time she put me on punishment.
You got you.
But I really wasn't listening.
Yeah, I know you. The person I'm talking to today is definitely a 180.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't listening at the time.
Well, as a young boy, what do you like doing? Like I said, what was your coping? What was you doing to have fun? Have your hobbies, sports?
I was always doing something rambunctious or playing some type of sport.
I got you.
I honestly didn't. Now, when I say playing some type of sport, I wasn't on a football league or any of that growing up. I didn't start playing football until the 7th grade. So before that, I was that one kid in the house that just was doing anything that I wasn't supposed to do.
I got you.
You know, and I got in trouble for it a lot, and but it was fun. You know, it was fun growing up. But we had our moments to where, as I am now, I look back and like that was not supposed to happen.
I got you.
You know?
I got you. So what sports? You said
Always
just
football.
Just
Always football. I tried a little basketball, but I ain't that guy.
And how far with football?
I went to college. I went in 2017. I went to Monroe.
Okay.
It's now Monroe University by the time.
Down in the city?
In York Shell,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Okay.
It was just called Monroe College at the time, but now they Monroe University.
I got you.
I went. I went there. This was right after the time. I know. Right at the time, I suffered a trauma situation back home in 2016. Went away to college, and I was like, "This is my scapegoat.
Got you.
I gotta go." And I went, and I think I had too much fun. Way too much fun.
It be like that sometimes.
Yeah, and then
brother,
I ended up getting kicked out. Well, I got kicked off the team.
So you know we gotta talk about that. What happened, brother? What happened?
I would tell you, man. In college, man, I didn't realize. So, growing up, I was always different.
Gotcha.
I knew I was always different. I always wanted to be different. I always strived to be different.
Out.
You
yes,
know,
sir.
like I never wanted to be the same individual.
I got
you know, there was times in school. I promise you, there was times in school I would show up to school with no shoes on. Well, I'll show up to school with shoes on, but I walk around the school with no shoes on. That's just who I was. I would show up to school with a shirt on, but I would walk around school with no shirt on. You know the big Tropicanas, man?
I got you.
I used to walk around school with Tropicanas because I just wanted to be different. Some way to be different.
You just wanted to stick out.
You know, like
I got you.
I was always a personable person.
Yes, you
know,
was.
and I just felt like everyone's personable.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, we all are alike in some type of way, whether we like it or not.
Yes, sir.
So me, I wanted to be to take to the extra, you know, and that's why I try to do these little things that probably made me stick out a little too much, but I sticked out. And in college, though, I went there and I just had fun. Fun that I never had as a kid, honestly.
I got you.
You know, my mom growing up, she didn't want us going outside because Lander and First, it was
Uh-huh.
tough. You know, it was
I got
tough.
inner city.
Yeah,
I got you.
It was tough, and the time we did go outside, it was you here with me.
You can't go too far.
I gotta see you.
So if you go past that eyesight,
We get a problem. You know what I'm
I got
saying?
you.
I gotta see you.
I got you.
So it was. I kind of took that, internalized it, and went to college, and just balled out. Like
basically your first taste of freedom.
What?
I
Went crazy, man. But I will say, education was first for me.
All right.
I had a 3.4.
Ooh.
I had a 3.4.
For that,
You
brother,
know,
man.
my first semester there, I had a 3.4. By my second semester, I was out of school.
But it wasn't because of grades.
Nah, man. I was, so this is what happened. I don't like people who feel like they're an authority figure and they take advantage of that.
Yeah, abuse your authority.
Abuse your authority.
I got you.
When I went away to school, I figured out who was the coaches I could play with, who was the coaches I couldn't. And,
I got you.
You know, I kind of maneuvered my way around that. But I was just partying, drinking, smoking. But I don't drink and smoke. I'm
I got you.
But I was doing that at that time.
Started a new thing.
Yeah.
I got you.
And I honestly will say the reason why that honestly started so heavy is because I suffered a trauma.
I got you. I got you.
And I allowed that to take over me. And when I went to school, I was just so heavy on that, and I was just partying, just doing anything. And I had my wife there with me, my wife now. We went to the same school, and we were just enjoying our lives. And until one day, I was always at 6 a.m. By the way, let me say. 6 a.m. is for football. Yeah, I was always late to practice, so they say you got 6 a.m. And Coach Carg, I will say, he always gave me a chance. That's one guy that always had a chance on me.
So shout out to that coach.
Shout out to Coach Carg, definitely. He always seen the good. Knowing I wasn't a scholarship player, but I was a player that was working for a scholarship.
I got
He seen how hard I was working.
I got you.
He always gave me chances after chances after chances until he just couldn't take it no more. I woke up late to practice. I woke up late to 8 a.m.s. 8 a.m.s is where you go down and you have breakfast.
Oh,
You have breakfast with the team. As a team, you sign
so you're not even working out or
nothing. You have breakfast with the team, and there's a coach there checking you in that makes sure you can go to your first class.
I got you.
If you're not there, you're not making it to your first class.
I mean, you probably skip.
Exactly.
I got you.
So there was one time, this dude I would not mention, this dude I went to school with, we was close at the time, really close. So 2 peas in a pod, man. And he woke me up. He's like, yo, man, we late again. Excuse me, we late again. Woke up, didn't even take a shower, didn't brush my teeth, went right downstairs to the lobby. And the coach wasn't there. So I was like, we good. Mind you, it was we had to be there at 8 o'clock. We got there at 8:01. I was like, we good. Let's just stand here. When he come up.
Principle, because somebody would say 1 minute.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
When he come, we gonna tell him we was here.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And the coach showed up. He was like, where was you guys at? He goes, Manning, and the other person's last name. He goes, Manning, where was y'all at? I was like, we've been here for like 5 minutes. We was here. You wasn't here. You wasn't on your job.
I didn't see you when I
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You wasn't on your job. He goes, and his authority kicked in. He was like, no, you wasn't. And he started getting loud. And I don't really deal well with people that's getting loud with me, and I'm trying to be respectful to you.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, so he started getting loud and rambunctious. And I was just like, yeah, we're not doing that. Not here, not never. And I kind of took it there. Next thing you know, he contacts Coach Card, which is head coach. He tells me to stay in my room. Both of us had to stay in our room, and he's going to call us with a decision. Put us in our room. Bro, I was in there sweating.
I know you was, bro.
Sweating. I did not want to get kicked out, because when I tell you.
When you actually sit back and think, you like, come on.
Right?
Like, I got you.
I'm like,
I got
Coach
you.
Card, like, he gave me chances after chances, and I'm like, this might be my last
I got
chance,
you.
know what I'm
and
saying?
it hurt that it's this person who got to tell you.
Yes.
I got you.
And he called us. Again, we was 2 peas in a pie. He called us both in the office at the same time. And he was like, you guys got to go. Start packing your bags, and, you know, we can't tolerate it anymore. And I was just like, wow.
Was it worth it?
Nah. It's at that point, I've realized, because I'm a very calm individual until I get took into that point.
Oh, yes,
you know what
sir.
I'm saying? And I try not to allow people to get me to that point, because I know how I can get.
Yes, sir.
So I'm very calm. I'm a person that you can have fun with. You know,
yes,
we can have fun, we can vibe, and all this, but just don't.
You're a human being.
You know, like.
Yes, sir.
And I try not to show that, because that's not who I am.
Yes, sir.
You know, and at that point in time, I feel like I should never did that. And I realized I started crying. Like my wife was there, and my wife thought I was playing, because I play a lot.
I got you.
Until the dude at the time was like, look, he's not smiling. He's serious.
He's dead serious.
Like, you see your man is crying right now. Like, he's serious. And then she was like, oh, you really got kicked out.
So after getting, how is that right then? Do you decide, all right, this is when I'm doing culinary, or how long after you?
No, COVID.
COVID, got you.
I was still cooking. I was cooking. So I left, moved in with my adopted family.
Yes.
Who I love dearly. I moved in with them, and I stayed with them from 2017, I want to say, until like 2018. Yeah, until 2018.
So you brought up a few things. I want to go back. Your adopted family.
Yeah.
Let's go about that. How does that come about?
So when I was in high school,
yes,
I moved out of my mom's house when I was 17.
Okay.
Because of a situation that happened at home, I was like...
You left on your own, though?
Yeah, I left on my own. I just didn't want to deal with certain things. I just moved from my father's house back into it with my mom.
I got you.
And then I want to say probably like 6 months down, I got into a situation at my mom's house. And I was just like, yeah, nah, I'm done.
I got you.
My wife, which was my girlfriend at the time, her family pulled up like a SWAT. Sarita
I
Hill.
got you.
Shout out to Sarita. Sarita pulled up like a SWAT because Aunt Harriet, she passed away.
Okay.
They was always trying to figure out a way for me to get out of
Your situation.
my situation that I
got
was
you.
in. And they pulled up like the SWAT, man. And when they pulled up like the SWAT, I ended up moving out and never going back. At that point in time when I moved out, never looked back, I ended up going into college.
Okay.
That was 2017. Then I came home. When I was in high school, let's say that. When I was in high school,
Yes.
there was a lady named Michelle McKnight who was my adopted mom. Love her.
Okay.
She was the only woman, honestly, at that time that showed
She cared about
she
you.
cared and that education was important.
Yes,
I
sir.
didn't realize how important education was
I got you.
until she honestly showed that to me. I'll be home. Mind you, I was living on myself.
I got you.
I was living by
Especially
myself.
in college.
What?
You were
No,
waiting.
this was before college.
Oh, this is before.
Yeah, before I got adopted before college. I'm not legally adopted, but I got adopted.
Got you. Wow.
So this is before college. When I was living on my own, she used to call me.
Like, this is in high school.
This is in high school,
I
man.
got
She was
you.
a secretary in the high school.
I got you.
Excuse my French. Where you at, bitch? That's her favorite, bro. That's her favorite word. That's her favorite word.
Yes, sir.
And she used to call me and make sure I was in school, man. Make sure I was in school. And I just grew a bond with her.
That's
because
dope.
I'm like, this is what I've
cares.
always wanted growing up.
That's dope.
You know, and just show that you honestly care. I used to go home from school with 38s, bro. 38s on my report card. 38s, bro. I promise you not. My
You
mom
wasn't doing nothing.
I wasn't doing nothing, bro. I was just having fun as a
Doing
kid.
nothing, man.
I just didn't care about school, like. And my mom, I will say, growing up, we had smart kids.
Yes.
But then it was me.
Trust me.
You know, like it was me. I didn't really.
He said it. It stopped at me.
Right, it was just me. I didn't really care about school.
Nah, I got you.
You know, and during the time of when I was in high school, she just cared and she just showed like, why you got this grade?
Mm-hmm.
You like, why you skipping class?
Why you being stupid?
Why you being dumb?
Yeah.
You know, like, and at that point I was like, this is the lady that I connect more. Every day I went to school, I sat in her office until it was time for me to go to class.
Just because I know, like, and this is a little sidetrack question, because there's a lot. I work in North High right now with kids, and there's a lot of kids that are failing and stuff. Check y'all kids' report cards, please. Why do you think you didn't care? Like, why is it school you didn't care about school? You feel like?
And nobody else around me cared.
And once that woman shows up and starts saying this is important,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. I feel like growing up, my mom cared about more structure and discipline more than schoolwork.
Saving your life.
Saving my life. That's what she cared about more, which I'm grateful for that because I'm alive and it showed me that's not who I want to be. You know, when I was growing up, I wanted to be that.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to be, you know, I wanted to be one of them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I seen all the OGs outside walking around with the boom boxes and doing this. And
First and Lander.
First, bro, what? I wanted to be that.
Yes, sir.
You know, but at a young age, you're not that.
Yeah.
You know, like that's.
You got people telling you, and then you got to decide, like,
no, that's not who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she cared more about the discipline and keeping me alive rather than doing schoolwork.
I got you.
And then when I met Michelle, I was just like, oh, so there is another part of life.
Because we only know what
we only know what we know,
yes,
you know?
Sir.
And then I came in contact with, one day out of nowhere, she invited me over for dinner to meet the family. Well, I will say my brother Daniel,
I got you.
we were in the same class.
I got you.
And then one day I met Amanda, who is my sister. She came to school one day.
I got you.
And then after that, my mom was like, I want you to meet her husband. So she invited me over for dinner one day. At first, if I'm not mistaken, she told me like I couldn't tell nobody because, you know, I can't go there.
Of course, yes.
And everyone in the school knows.
It's a weird world we live
exactly.
in. I got you.
Everyone know what this woman means to me in the school.
I got you.
So I went there one day. I was sick. I will never forget. I was sick, and one of the security guards who's close with my mom's family was there picking at me, dog. Tyler, you remember Tyler Brokash? This dude. Yeah, but that day I met who is now my pops.
Okay.
And it was ever since, like it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I went there when I did celebrate holidays. Went there, celebrate holidays with them, and my kids now know them as grandparents. Like, and it's a blessing in disguise.
Of course, yes, sir.
You know, and I felt like I didn't know after leaving school. Like I said, I moved in with them.
Okay.
I didn't know what my path was until I ended up moving in with them, and then I did so many different things.
It's just trying stuff.
Yeah.
And you said kids, and I know you keep mentioning wife. So when, how many kids?
So I have 2 beautiful kids. I have a son and a daughter.
Yeah. Oh, perfect combo.
Yeah, perfect combo.
Yes,
I ain't done yet though.
Have some more?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to. I want some.
Not
Not right now.
Yes, sir. What's the ages?
My son just turned 6, and my daughter turns 1 April 9th. Excuse me.
Is the person prior to the kids the same person
No.
after? All right. Who were you prior to your kids?
I cared about life, but I didn't care about life.
I got you.
There was just a lot going on.
I
You know what
got
I'm
you.
saying? It was a lot.
I got you. I got
It
you.
was
I
a
got you,
lot,
brother man. I got you.
Yeah, it was just a lot going on around that time. When I had my son, I will say that I didn't realize what I was supposed to do as a dad because I never.
You wouldn't know.
I never experienced that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But I was just trying stuff until my son was 2 years old, and then I was like, yeah, nah, time to lock in.
Got you.
He needs to see something different.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's time to lock in. And after that, that's when I became who I am. I will say it was hard.
All right.
I don't like to say the word. I don't like to say that word because I feel like it's a handicap.
No, I got you.
You know, I'm not trying to handicap myself, but it was definitely hard. It was difficult. Like, not knowing how to be a dad, and then to being a dad.
We only know what we know.
You know, and my career wasn't set yet.
No, I got you.
I wasn't done.
You still figuring you out.
Right.
I got you.
I'm not ready for this. No one's ready for a child, first of all. But at that time, I'm just like, no. And then my wife at the time, my wife now, my girlfriend, she was in foster care. When I found out I had a kid, I took her out of foster care. I immediately, when she told me she was pregnant, I got my apartment, got a car, and I want to say a month later, she was out of foster care.
Just came a man just like that.
Yeah, like I had to grow up fast.
I got you.
You know, and I wasn't taught what I was supposed to know.
Now, wife, where you meet your wife at? How long y'all been together?
So, this is about to be crazy. So, I met my wife. I moved in with my dad October 9th, 2012.
Okay.
He was living in Beacon, and like, ever heard of Max's on the Main?
I have not.
So it's a little bar, pub, or whatever. On top of there is like a rooming house.
I got you.
So at the time, my dad was living a bachelor life.
I got you.
Know what I'm saying? Which he still is, but he was living a bachelor's life. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And he was like, all right, come on, let's try this out. Came to pick me up, me and my older brother.
Okay.
Mind you, my older brother, that's not his dad, but he just still came to pick him up, and my little sister at the time, because there was a situation that had happened, and we all living in this one room.
I got you.
My sister lasted there, I want to say probably a month. Me and my older brother rotted it out until he was gone, I want to say a couple months later. And then it was just me and my dad. And honestly, I will say, it was at the time, with it just being us two.
Yes.
And mind you, I'm the oldest out of all his kids.
I got you.
At the time, with it just being us two, it was the best feeling. The reason why it was being the best feeling is because that is something I've always wanted.
I got you.
You know, he was
kid
never.
You came
the kid.
sir.
He was never there growing up.
I got you.
So now,
I got you.
Oh, let's do this.
We about to get this time.
Let's do this. You know, and we ended up moving into over here in Poughkeepsie. It was called what is it called? It's a shelter over here, the Lodge,
Okay.
on Manchester Road, 55. We ended up moving into the shelter. Moved into the shelter. I want to say probably a couple months later, my girlfriend at the time, but my wife ended up moving there with her. She just left her dad, moved in with her mom.
All right.
So we both swapped parents at the same year, at the same time.
Destiny.
You know?
I got you.
We moved in, and I want to say a couple months later, she moved in. Beautiful. I was like, yeah,
I'm getting
I'm gonna try to do what I do.
I got you.
You know, and I see this little girl that was walking around with her all the time. She's 15 at the time.
Yes.
I see this little girl, and I know how girls are fast.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, nah, I don't want that. I'm too young to be somebody's stepdaddy.
So thinking before you knew something.
Yep. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good. I don't want it. So I avoided her for so long. Her mom, though, I would always talk to her mom.
I got you.
Always say good morning to her mom and things like that. But I would always avoid her.
I got you.
Because I didn't want it to make it seem like, yeah, I want you, and you got a kid. No, I'm not no stepdaddy. You know? So I always avoided her, you know what I'm saying? Until one day, somebody came in so the lodge is basically a hotel.
Got you.
Turned into a shelter.
Got you.
So she came into our room. It was like, she used to call me Little Security. This lady used to call me Little Security. Yo, Little Security. That's not her daughter. That's her sister.
Oh, you've been scheming on her.
I said, oh, okay, it's game time.
My boy said, yup.
And I was just like, okay. So after that, I found out that it was just over with from there.
Got you.
You know, at the time she did have a boyfriend. She's young though.
I got you.
Long puppy love.
I got you.
Really mean nothing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? It really mean nothing. You know, until real truth step came in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my boy. So yeah, we ain't playing that.
No.
I got you.
But at the time, I will say, her boyfriend at the time, it was weird. He tried to befriend me to basically like look after. I don't know him like that.
Mm-hmm.
I never really knew him, but I've known him for like a month.
Might have felt the pressure coming.
You know, so he didn't like me to begin with.
Might have felt the pressure coming.
You got that far. Come on, man. That's why he ain't like me, Slink.
Might have felt the pressure coming.
You know, but they all that was done up, and I ended up I had a long life, bro. This is crazy.
Sir.
We didn't get in a relationship then. We were just messing around.
I got you.
We were just being kids.
I got you.
You know, we were just being kids until I moved. Me and my father moved me down to Louisiana.
I did not know that you lived.
Yes.
Wow.
Moved down to Louisiana. And before I moved to Louisiana, I told her I want you to be my girlfriend. And ever since then, we've been going.
Dang. How was that down there?
I will say, shout out to everybody that's in Delhi, Louisiana.
Shout out.
Shout out to everybody. Rest in peace, Tello. Rest in peace, J-Main. The best people I've ever met in my life.
Wow.
The best of people I've ever met in my life. Shout out Tay-Tay. Yeah, there's so many people. When I went down there, it was a culture shock.
Of course.
You know, it was a big culture shock.
The country.
I see a deer skin, you know, on the side of the road, bro. Like, I'm like, no, this is not. And where I lived at the time was a dirt road.
Oh, you was in the boonies.
I was in the boonies.
You was in the boonies.
Corn grains on the side of the road. People riding horses. Where we lived at, we lived in a trailer, but it was a house.
I got you.
You know, all the houses down there got swept because of Katrina.
Yes, sir.
So there's a lot of trailers everywhere that are turned into houses.
Mm-hmm.
See, I lived on a farm. Bro, like cows, mooing, chickens, all that.
Sir.
But it wasn't, so the farm that we lived on wasn't owned by the black people we stayed with. It was owned by somebody else, but the farm was just there.
Got you.
I will say, the people I lived with, worst experience of my life.
Wow.
To Southern hospitality, but the people I went to school with, best people of my life that contributed to that.
Were you living with family or?
No, I was living with one of my father's concubines.
Good word.
You know what I'm saying? I was living with one of his concubines. No.
And how long that lasts?
3 months.
3 months, yes.
3
sir.
months.
And then you come back and you get your wife.
Come back and we just, bro. First of all, she didn't even think I was really
Coming
up
back.
here. She
Got
thought I was down there forever.
I
Until
got
one
you.
day I was like, yeah, like we set up something to make it seem like I really wasn't here.
I got you.
Until I showed back up at the lodge and she just came through the door and just hugged me.
Oh yeah, and then you knew right then.
Yeah. I will say though, the reason why I've always wanted a high school sweetheart. I've always
got
said
you.
it. I've always said it. I've always wanted a high school sweetheart because of Snoop Dogg.
And his wife.
Yes.
I got
When
you.
I found out that, I found out by a young age that Snoop Dogg and his wife was a high school sweetheart. I said, yeah, that's what I want. I don't want anything else but that.
I got you. I got you.
But yeah, it was crazy.
So how long you've been married now?
Been married, March will be 2 years. Been together for 12.
Got you. All right, so I got a question for you then. Give me some advice on marriage. And before you give some advice on marriage, how'd you know that was the girl you wanted to marry?
We all, as fellas, as guys, say, anytime we get with this one individual is different.
Yes, sir.
I will say, as men,
Mm-hmm.
we all have the same traits. As men, we all have the same traits. I don't care who you are, what you are, where you're from. As a man, we all want certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And we all, as a collective, we all want it, you know? But as a woman, every woman is different.
Yes, sir.
You got some women who are submissive. You have some women who don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You have some women who just do the things that you've never witnessed anybody do. And as a female, and my wife at the time, just like my mom, my adopted mom,
Mm-hmm.
she just showed me something different.
Yes, sir.
She at the time when I was growing up, I was always the person that was fighting for my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife would tell me, why are you doing that?
I got you.
You got a life to live.
I got you.
You don't need to be fighting
I
for them.
got you.
They are older than you.
I got you.
Why are you fighting for them? Do you want to die at a young age?
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do with your life?
Yeah, what you doing with yours?
All these questions.
I got you.
And I've never been questioned in a way to make my brain move. Like, you know, to make me think.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I'll just sit back. And mind you, we was in the shelter, and I'm getting calls like, yeah, this happened over here in Newburgh. This is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And I'm always like, what the hell? What you going to do? What that got to do with your life?
Uh-huh.
You in the shelter right now. You know what I'm saying?
You're still figuring it out for you.
You know, like, and at the time I was living with my dad. And yeah, I was young. I really couldn't do nothing, but I could contribute in some type of way.
Yes, sir.
You know, and just from there, every time I seen her, I got butterflies. Every time I seen her, I was like, what's that pit in my stomach? Why? What's that butter feeling?
I got
And that's when I learned what butterflies was.
Yes, sir.
Just everything. Like, it was just her communication, her passion.
I got you.
She was passionate about hair from a young age, doing hair from young.
She had ambition.
Ambition, you know, and I couldn't find that in myself at the time. I knew what I wanted in life, but at the same time, I really didn't know what I wanted.
Guidance,
You know, I didn't have that guidance.
Got you.
And I will say she helped me, and she helped guide me to get to where I am right now.
Oh, that's deep.
You know, like, so without her, I will say there would be no Chef William Manning.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, you know, so I will say she definitely is a major reason why dishes like this is created.
Yes, sir.
You know,
that's dope, man.
She's above all.
That's dope.
You know? I mean, God, the Most High,
of course, I got you. I got you.
She's above. She's above.
Advice, what you got?
Advice.
What advice on marriage?
I'm still learning this myself.
Yes, sir.
Being in the career that I'm in, communication. That's the all.
Communication.
That's what it comes down to.
Yes, sir.
Communicate your every step, communicate your every detail, communicate everything you have planned. And I will say, being there. just be there. Show up. Show up when the times, even though you feel like you can't show up, don't say can't neither. Just try to show up.
Yes, sir.
You know, because like my wife, for instance, she's at home taking care of 2 kids. I'm the one taking care of the household on the outside.
Yes, sir.
But I don't really know what she's going through
But
on
that
the inside.
is just as important.
You know, because
Yes,
I'm not there.
Yes, sir.
I watched this interview one time, and the guy said it took him a while to realize what he had inside the house.
Yes, sir. Ooh.
You know, and he was so focused on the outside of the house, partying, women, this and that, and not realizing what was sitting right in front of him.
Right in front of the house.
You know,
right in the house.
Right in the
Yes,
house.
sir.
You know, and I will say for me personally, I'm not perfect. It took me a while to figure out what I have right in front of me.
I got you.
You don't know what you have in front of you until it's gone. You know, and you don't know what you have in front of you until you personally are going through trauma and drama.
Yes, sir.
Because that woman will pick you up and she will show you who you really are. You know, and that's who my wife is to me.
I got you.
You know, and she's just end all be all. Honestly.
I love that, man. All right, so go from something happy to something sad real fast, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I believe August 30th,
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I was home, sleep.
Home, sleep.
I was actually with my wife. I was with my wife. Legendary house, 128 Glendale.
Yes, sir.
If you know, you know. Shout out to all the ones that know. That was a legendary house. That was Sarita Hill and Harriet, my sister, my wife's sister.
Yes.
They're the ones who basically swatted in to get me out of my mom's house when I was younger. And they, that was their house.
I got you.
But it was legendary, man, legendary. But I was there. I was asleep.
And how do you find out the news of the passing of your friend?
So Nigel Swift.
Yes, sir.
Nigel called me and was like, "Yo, man, wake up." I'm like, "All right."
You know like right away, or you didn't know?
Nope, I didn't know nothing. He goes, "Did you hear Keyshawn got shot?" I'm like, "Man, fuck, not him. No, he didn't." He was like, "No, go on the book." Went on the book. The next person I see is my boy Andy. Andy posted, "Rest in peace." I commented, "If you don't know, don't comment shit about it. If you don't know."
Got it. And you still hadn't?
Nope.
Got you.
Nope. Called his mom didn't pick up. I'm like, nah, that's not good. Immediately, I will say this. I don't know what it is with me personally.
Yes, sir.
But when people close to me pass away,
you can feel it.
I can feel it. My grandmother passed away in 2013. And before I even knew it, my father calls me and he goes, "Yo, I gotta go check on your grandmother. They said she's not responding at the house." Mind you, my grandma lived in West Bubble, where nothing but white folk around, where they pay attention to everything, every small detail. So this one week, she didn't open up her shade, she didn't play her R. Kelly, blasting her.
Really noticeable in that type.
Very noticeable. And she hasn't done it for, I want to say 4 days. And they called my aunt who played basketball, or she was playing basketball in Rutgers at the time for a team, East Coast, West Coast. She called my dad. My dad calls me, "I gotta go over here." He just went food shopping. "I gotta go over here and check on your grandmother." They said she's not picking up. Immediately, Slink, I promise you now, I want to say 5 minutes, my grandmother came to me, and it's like she touched me. And I was like, oh.
And that's deep. Are you saying spiritually, or are you saying the physical sense that you still saw her?
Spiritually.
You knew.
I knew my grandmother. When he told me that, immediately I knew my grandmother was gone. So then, fast forward to this, Keyshawn, his mom didn't pick up. Immediately I got a touch. Keyshawn gone. His mom calls me back, confirms it. After that, it was done for me.
How'd you take the news?
That was, my grandmother passing away was tough for me. But You know, my grandmother lived her life.
Yes,
she
sir.
was amazing.
She got to enjoy.
Yeah, she got to enjoy.
Yes, sir.
My boy, man, he graduated in June. He passed away in August. He didn't. It's crazy because I want to say 2 days prior to him passing away, he came to stay at my place. And the next day, I went to. So let's say Saturday, I went to work. That night, he came to my house. Sunday, he was going to go spend the night at his girlfriend's house. The next day, Monday, he was supposed to be back at my house. And we was planning to move in. Me, him, and my wife was planning to move in. And the 30th, I believe it was that Tuesday, or going into that Tuesday, 2 a.m.
Yes, sir.
I got the call, and when I heard it, I was just like, nah, you playing, man. Like, he was just with me.
Yes, sir.
You know, like, and I've never lost a best friend before. I got 4 best friends.
And they're all still here.
3 of them are here. 3 of them are here. 1 of them is gone. This Keyshawn was like the worst experience I ever
And
felt.
how old are you at the time?
I was 19.
So how do you cope with losing your best friend at 19 years old?
I will say, me being me, I'm still coping today.
Yes, sir.
I just sank into a depression. I didn't know what depression was.
Yes, sir.
I just sank, and it was honestly devastating to lose a friend like that. It was like, mind you, he was my friend since childhood. Know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Know everything.
Sandbox.
You know, like, and it was hard. It was no coping at the time. It was honestly no coping. That's when I went away to college. Just weed and drinking.
Yes, sir.
That was. I had my girlfriend who was trying everything she could, but no one. There's three losses that you suffer: a mother, your number 1 best friend, and your first true love. And this it's gonna sound sucky, but as a man, you as a father, I would say, yeah, we're gonna miss you for a little bit, but there's nothing more than the loss of a mother. Oh well, let me put the grandmother in there as well.
Yes, sir.
But a grandmother is also a mother.
Yes, she is.
A mother, your childhood best friend, and your first love. Losing those 3 things, it's like, you can't cope with that, man.
Nah, it's you. I'm so used to being here with you
Like,
every day, and then one day, damn,
one
I
day
gotta
you just
rest of my life like this.
You know, and I will say when he was supposed to move in with me, I feel like we had a life planned out. Like he was different, man. He was a church-going guy, but he liked to have fun.
Say, describe your friend. Who was Keyshawn?
Me and him was just alike, in a way. He was more laid back.
Got you.
When it needed to be rambunctious, it was me.
I got you.
You know, like, but he was laid back. He was church-going. He life of the party.
Yes, sir.
Life of the party. Whenever Keyshawn
Yes, sir.
came through, oh, let's go. It's time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the life of the party. He just wanted to have fun. You know, he was always laid back and chill.
Got you.
You want to smoke some? That's him.
Got you.
You know, like, the cool kid.
Just living.
Rico Suave. That's what they call him.
Just
growing up,
living,
Just
man.
living,
Young
man.
and living.
Yeah, and it just sucks, man. It just sucks. And my son's name, so Keyshawn's name was Keyshawn Damani.
Yes,
My
sir.
son's name is Damani Keyshawn.
I love that.
I'm here with somebody, one of my friends, said to me, how would you name him after him? You're not going to give him your name? Nah. Somebody else already got my name.
Yes,
I got my name from somebody else.
Yes, sir.
You know, and my name, I feel like my name holds trauma already.
I got you.
So I don't want to pass it to my son.
I got you.
Let me give my son a name that actually means something to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the name that I gave my
Hey,
son.
that's what you wanted.
Yeah, it was, you know, and I will say he's living up to the name. I will say it. He's a great kid. My son is an amazing kid.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. Before we get out of here, Give me 2 or 3 lessons that you would like to give. That's 2 or 3 lessons. You can hit out 3, hit 3, and I want to know why those 3. But definitely give me 2 lessons at this point in life that you
Never take no as an answer.
say that again.
Never take no as an answer.
What took you to learn that? How'd you come about that?
Tell you what, I learned this lesson at a very young age. Back in high school, I used to sell discount cards.
Yes, sir.
I was always the best seller, to the point where I wanted to be a car salesman. I had an interview with a car, I want to say right on 300, it might have been Chevrolet.
Yes, sir.
Had an interview at 17,
Okay.
or yeah, it was like 17. I was the best car seller you ever find, man. You want to walk past me and not getting a discount card. You know, even if I was so eager to sell these discount cards, 2 o'clock in the morning, I was at the river, right in Newburgh. I was getting it. 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have nothing to do in the crib. Mind you, I was living by myself. Had nothing to do. My wife was inside the house already sleeping when she lived. I was in the house just staring at walls. I had these discount cards. I'm like, man, I'm not about to sit in here. Took a cab right to the river. Went crazy. I had a couple no's, but I never stopped until I sold all those discount cards, and I went the next day to go get some more discount cards. You started off with 60, you started off with 60, and you just keep going. But at that age, at that time, I never took no as an answer.
I got you.
I would always tell myself, never let nobody walk past you, because even if you tell me a no, we still gonna have some type of dialogue, some type of conversation to get you to end up saying yes. And at that same time, as I'm gonna get you to say yes, I might have just uplifted your day.
Yes, sir.
You know, so you never know who you're up, you know, where the conversation may go.
Yes, sir.
You may never know what this card may do for them, you know, like, so I just never take no as an answer.
All right, and one more.
One more, I would say to value yourself. To value yourself. To know your value. To know your worth, honestly.
Sir.
And I'm going to say this loud and clear. Know your worth. The reason why I say this is because Salt Line, I'm very appreciative of this place.
Yes, sir.
Mind you, it's called Salt Line Hudson Valley. The reason being is because there's other branches of the Salt Line.
Okay, I was going to ask that.
There's other branches of the Salt Line, and we are who we are. We're our own separate entity, and we are the Salt Line Hudson Valley. But before I got to the Salt Line, I was doing like contracting work. Okay. Not on contract, but I was doing contracting work.
Yes, sir.
I just left a place called Habitas, where I was a sous chef at.
Okay.
And they shut down. I became their sous chef. I was just started off their line cook. Became their sous chef, and then I was going to become their executive chef, but right before I started to talk pay, contract, all this, shut down.
Got you.
And mind you, I was on paternity leave with my daughter at the time, and they shut down. And I was just like, no, this is not it.
Got you.
And then I just started doing a little random work here and there, and then I ended up picking up some work over in Poughkeepsie. Mind you, at the time, at that job, I was getting paid $28 an hour.
I got you.
I came over in Poughkeepsie trying to find little work until 8 months later, I get landed. This was back in, it was almost a year and a half later, only a year later. So what's this, 2025,
yes,
2024? 2020, 2023, and 2024, I think it was a mix-up of 6 months.
Okay. Where
I was doing side work for this one person. But there was a gap between Habitas and this one person.
Yes, sir.
I started doing work for the one person, but that gap I sank into a depression.
Okay.
And I just didn't think I didn't know my worth.
Got you.
As a chef.
I got you.
I knew who I was.
Second guessing.
Yeah, I was second guessing my creativity. I'm like,
got you.
Maybe I'm not enough. And my wife, no, what are you doing? Go on Indeed and apply.
Keep going.
You know, and my wife would always tell me, why don't you just go apply to these shows? And I would tell her, no, I'm not ready. I know I'm not ready. Why don't you go apply to these shows? Go to Ramsey. I'm not ready. We watch Food Network out the wazoo, man. We watch Food Network. Go on these different shows. I'm not ready. I'm just always second guessing myself. And then this one person, I worked for him, and it came to a point in time, like, I'm like, dude, I need a job. Like, what's the pay? You know what I'm saying? He goes, I'll pay you off the books, because if I put you on the books, you'll get taxed, so you won't get the full amount. So I'm like, all right. I was being dumb. Yeah, it sounds good. I was being dumb. Like, I'm just here for the bread. Okay, let me get that. So then I'm started to really look, and I'm like, this is not enough. Like, I got a family to take care of. So I hit him up. He hits me up, actually, to work an event for him. And I'm like, listen, he says throw a number. No. He says, what did he say? He said something along the lines of throw a number. Because at that point, I don't want to work an event if I don't know what exactly I'm getting paid. You know? So I'm like, you know what? Just throw $26 an hour. I was getting paid $28 before, just give me $26. He tells me, you're not fast enough for $26 an hour. So I translate that into you're not good enough for $26 an hour. You're not worth it. Your creativity level. I probably
would take it as that too.
You know, like, and at the time, I'm just like, no, I'm not worth it. Like, and it was just bad, man. And I took that, internalized it, and I just allowed that to be who Will was for a time period, you know. And then one day I just said, forget it. I just started applying on Indeed.
Yes, sir.
And I landed here because Miss Celine, who is our GM here, Miss Celine wrote me and asked me to come for an interview as a sous chef.
Okay.
And I was saying, I got hired as a sous chef. Well, I'm getting interviewed for a sous chef. Oh, okay. So came in as Chef Chris. Chef Chris, by the way, best chef I ever worked for. He passed away. He passed away, I want to say, in November.
Okay.
Passed away unexpectedly. He was here at the time as the exec. And he was just, the things I learned from him was crazy, first of all. But when he pulled me in, he goes, I want you to do a tasting. First thing I've ever experienced in my life. I said, a tasting?
What's that?
A tasting is where you basically show what you got.
Got you.
You know, you cook something for judges to show what you got.
Wow.
And when he told me that, I was like, it's game on. And he says to me, he says, Will, mind you, he don't know me at the time.
Yes, sir.
He goes, Will, you better bring your A game because I got A+ people coming for this tasting. I was up against 4 other people. And I'm like, damn. You
put you on the spot.
You know, why you do that to me, man?
Yes, sir.
So I did my tasting, and he was just blown away by the meals. I gave him fresh pasta. I gave him I made a spicy oxtail fettuccine. I gave him poached cod with corn beurre blanc. Beurre blanc is like a butter sauce.
Yes, sir.
Arugula and brown sugar vinaigrette salad.
Okay.
With orange segments.
All sound really tasty.
I did a walnut and banana bread pudding with a Caribbean coconut gelato, and he was just blown away. And I want to say 2 days later he called me and was like, yeah, you got a position.
I love to hear that.
And I was just like, wow, like from this person telling me a couple months ago, I'm not worth it for $26 an hour. Now,
look, yes, sir.
Look where I'm at now.
Yes, sir.
You
one
know?
Door closes, another one
you
opens.
Know, and
yes, sir.
Just know your worth.
Yes, sir.
And don't doubt yourself. You know, and don't give other people the opportunity to tell you who you are.
Got you.
Because you know who you are.
Every time.
You just got to prove to yourself who you are. We are our own worst enemy.
Yes, we is.
You know, and so at that time when all of this happened and it transpired, I was just like, God is working in my favor. Yahweh is here, you know, and I was just truly thankful for that opportunity from Chef Chris, and then now I'm here as the executive chef.
I love to hear that, man. Last thing. This or that. So I'm gonna give you two things. You're gonna pick either this or that, and you're gonna explain why you picked this. All right.
Okay.
I usually go smartest person in the world. Well, I'm gonna start from the back. Have more money or have more time.
More time.
Why?
Being in this position, I realize I don't have enough time to actually spend with my family.
I got you.
You know, I don't care about the. Yes. I would love money to take care of my family.
Yes, sir.
But money is the root of all evil. You know, and I can't go back in time
Yes, sir.
and try to fix things or the times I wasn't there for my kids, my wife, So
I got you.
if I had more time, I would definitely take it.
Got you.
Definitely more time.
Know how you die or know when you die?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Know how you die or know when you die. Know how I die.
You know how? Why?
Yeah, I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
I don't. Just tell me if I'm gonna
So
burn,
know
if
when.
I'm gonna drown. I'd rather know when.
All right.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I don't want to know when.
You want to know how.
I want to know how.
Gotcha.
Yes. I want to know if I got shot. I want to know if I got
got
stabbed.
you.
Something. You know what I'm saying?
You just don't tell me.
Don't tell me. Whenever. Because at the end of the day, there's only one thing that's promised, and it's death.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's one thing that God promised us.
Yes, sir.
And you're gonna come home to me one way or another.
One way or
When
another.
He's ready to take me home, I will go home.
Yes, sir.
But just tell me how I'm going home. You know? Just let me know how I'm going home, so I can at least mentally prepare myself
got you.
and know that any point in time,
I got you.
this is gonna happen to me.
I got you.
You know. So, but yeah, I definitely would not want to know when. Just whenever He feels as if I could be. It could have been when I was 2 years old. It could have been when I'm 99.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Loved or respected?
Respect.
Why respect?
Because there's so many people around you who you don't even know that don't love you, but they respect you. I got a kitchen staff. I got a staff. I don't care. There's a brigade system in the kitchen.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
hierarchy.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to love me,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna respect my title and you're gonna respect my position.
I love that.
If you don't like it, if you don't love it, there's 10 doors that you can walk out of.
I love that.
You know?
I love that.
And that's not just going for this establishment. That's just not going for wherever establishment I'm at. That's my life personally too.
Sir. You live by that.
That's what it is. If you don't like it, and I'm promise you, I'm quick to cut somebody off.
Yes, sir.
If you don't fit the criteria, you know how the job say you don't have the requirements for that job.
Yes,
if you
sir.
don't have the requirements for my life, you gotta go
Well,
because
you don't fit the position.
You don't fit the position.
Yes, sir.
One way or another, you're gonna mess up my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't get off track.
I got you.
Because the minute I get off track, the minute I allow you to get me off track, I failed my mission.
Yes, sir.
You know, so
You got a lot of people counting on you.
you got a lot of people counting on me.
Yes, sir.
So I'd rather you respect me than you love me. I don't care. You don't have to love me.
I got you. Poor and happy or rich and miserable?
Poor and happy.
Poor. That was fast.
Poor and happy.
I got you.
Poor and happy. Again, money is the root to all
I
evil.
love it.
The people who have the money are the most miserable people in the world.
I love
And they are the most nastiest, the most ungrateful people in the world. And they are not that way because of them. They are that way because of the money.
Yes, sir. Money changes.
Money changes you.
Yes,
They are
sir.
that way because of the money. I got a guy. No one knows about it. I'm very private.
Okay.
No one knows about it. I'm not the type of person. I hate people who do this. I'm going to let you know now. I hate people who go up to the homeless and record them,
I got you.
giving them sneakers, giving them
I got
food.
you.
They are people at the end of the day. I have a guy who I, time to time, take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
I see him, this one guy, I take care of him.
But you would never know.
You would never know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Or that you do that.
Nor that I do that,
Yes,
you know?
sir.
But he's a poor man, but he's so happy. Like, I'm like, hey, man,
You got everything.
I'm making this amount of money, but you poor and you happy and you living outside. And you just as happy as person. He when I see him, he makes my day.
Mm-hmm.
He makes my day.
Less is more.
Less is more, man.
Yes, sir.
Less is more. You ain't got to think about it that
Mhm.
much. You ain't got nothing to think about.
Yes, sir.
You're
Nothing at
poor.
all.
You ain't got nothing to think about, man. You ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
What could you really think about? You ain't got to think about managing money.
Nah, I love that.
Who coming to ask for?
I love that.
No. Now, I don't want to be outside homeless,
Of course.
but I just rather be poor and happy.
I love that.
Me and my wife, if we got what we got right now, and for the rest of my life, but I would say a little more than what we got right now.
A little more, yes,
but
sir.
still able to manage.
Yes, sir.
I'll be set for the rest of my life.
I love that. Logic or emotion?
Logic or emotion? That's a good one. That's a good one. Motion.
Why emotion?
You say emotion?
Yeah,
or
emotion.
Oh.
Logic or emotion?
Oh. I thought you said emotion. I was about to give you some emotion. Emotion or logic?
Like, which one would you rather remove? Would you
Oh,
rather
remove.
like? So let's go when decisions and adversity. Which one would you rather be dealing with? Someone with logic or an emotional person?
Emotion.
You rather have emotion or why?
Because you're human.
Like
it means you're alive. You're not a robot.
I love that. Okay.
You got a heart.
This is why we do this with different perspectives. I like that.
You got a heart. The person who has logic, at times,
yes,
the person
sir.
who has logic thinks they know everything.
I got you.
You know?
I got you.
So, if you can come to me, if there's two people with an idea right now to create a dish.
Yes, sir.
Someone, and we're debating, someone who's thinking logically why we shouldn't do that.
Yes, sir.
And someone who's thinking emotionally why we shouldn't do that.
I got you.
The logical person will be more aggressive. No, we shouldn't. No, this is why. That's why. No, we shouldn't. The emotional person, who is emotionally stable,
got you.
whether if it's sad, happy, or angry, would know how to approach that person and know how to approach the situation.
Got you.
Again, logical people sometimes think they know more, but emotional people, I feel like they know how to dissect situations better.
Got you. So it's not always bad to be putting your emotions.
No. I'm me personally. I would say I have more emotion than logic.
Got you.
I'm a very.
So you lead with your emotions?
At times.
Okay.
At times, like I have a big heart.
Yes,
I have
sir.
a very big heart. I think if I see, I would never think anybody's a bad person. I think everybody's good people, genuine, and that's just who I am.
Yes, sir.
You know. But yeah, I definitely lead with my emotions. I feel like, and I say what's on my mind. I don't think I feel like I speak before I think.
That's not logical.
No.
I got you.
No.
I got you.
But yeah, definitely emotion.
All right, we got three more. See the future or change the past?
Come on, man.
I'm saying, baby, welcome to Sitting with Slink, man. Gotta think. What you got?
Can I pick none?
All right, if you go none, give me why on both.
So, the reason why I don't want to change the past is because, for me personally, the past is what made me who I am today.
Yes, sir.
The reason why I don't want to see the future is because if I see it and something
from
bad's happen, I might try to
change
get up out of it. No, it's supposed to happen.
Yes, sir.
It's supposed to happen. That's who it makes you will.
Yes, sir.
You gotta go through that.
Yes, sir.
We don't know what we're set. God is the only person that knows what's supposed to happen.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So I just don't want to deal with neither. I'd rather take neither, honestly, if I have the chance.
All right, well, now after those explanations, which one? Which one is the less?
Let me see.
So would you rather see the future or change the past?
Man, I'm gonna have to go with the past. I'll bring my best friend, my grandmother, back.
I love that.
But again, that was supposed to happen.
Let's say, because that creates the person I'm talking to today.
Yes. Yes. If I could go back to the past, I'd come on back with me.
Yes, sir.
Y'all belong on this journey with me.
I love that.
You know?
All right, 2 more. Save 100 strangers or one loved one.
I'm going to say 100 strangers.
Ooh. Why you saving 100 strangers?
I'm going to do a little trick on you right here.
Okay.
In a bunch of those, you said 100 strangers?
Yes, you don't know these people.
Ah,
You don't know these people.
So my loved one not in the mix of that?
Nah, you don't know them. It's either I know one of you or it's 100 people.
I'm going to say 100 strangers still.
Still save 100 people over the one?
Yeah.
Why? Because a lot of people say we're crazy for that.
No. The reason why is because out of those 100 people, 10 of them are going to be grateful for you changing their lives because you just saved them.
Statistics, I love that.
That one loved one, you already did everything you could for that loved one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You entered their life. You showed them a different type of life, whether it's good or bad. But 9 times out of 10, it goes from bad and then it gets great.
Yes,
if they're a loved one and they're still in your life.
Yes, sir.
Now, them 100 strangers, 10 of those people, I mean, let's go higher. 20 of those people are going to turn into your loved ones. You ever seen the show where they all on a plane, the plane disappears?
You talking about Manifest? Yes, sir.
Manifest. Did you see how all of them came together?
Yes, sir.
That's what it is.
I got you.
That's creating a village at the end of the day.
I got you.
You know? So I would definitely rather save 100 people than one loved one.
Okay, all right. Last one. Would you rather be the smartest person in the world or the richest person in the world? Smartest or the richest?
So I'm gonna say this. I would rather be rich than famous.
Okay.
1,000%. But then I'd rather be rich. Yeah, I'd rather be rich because I'm a private person anyway.
Yes, sir.
You know, so I don't have to let everybody know I just won the lotto.
I ain't say famous. I said say rich.
I'd rather be rich. I'd rather be rich. Yeah, I'd definitely rather be rich.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a lot that comes to when you're the smart guy.
I got you.
Everybody depend on you for certain things, just like money.
I say they gonna depend on them pockets too.
Not if you don't know I got the money.
Oh, you got a point.
Not if you don't know I got the money. If I don't got the money, I just ain't got the money.
You
can. There's plenty. As long as you keep telling people no.
Yes.
They will never know nothing.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes,
but
sir.
The minute you tell them yes, and then you tell them no, you are the worst person in the world.
You ain't lying.
You are the worst person. No, I'm going to tell you no every day. You would never know I have money. But when I'm smart, guess what? Everybody know you're smart.
I like that.
Everybody know. They're going to come to you, hey, what's 2 + 2?
I like that.
At that point, in Manifest, in that show,
yes,
there was a guy who was basically hugging people, taking away their trauma and their pain.
Yes, sir.
Everyone knew him for being that guy. Everyone knew that.
Draining.
It was draining him.
I got you.
You know, like, so I'd rather not be that smart individual to where everyone could just drain me.
I got
My phone constantly ringing. I want to be private.
I got you.
You know?
All right. Before I get you out of here, you told me something, I don't know the date, but I would have to assume it's been like at least 5-6 years. You told me this quote. You said, and I'm sorry if I messed it up, if you say where you're going, you may not ever get there.
Yes.
And I just want to let you know, brother, man, that quote has like been engraved in my damn head for like 5-6 years since you told me that, brother, man.
Yeah.
And that helps me. That helps me keep everything within the circle, keep everything private, keep everything. I just want to say thank you, dog.
Of course.
And again, thank you. Another episode of Sitting with Slink. Again, I'm here with my boy again.
Yes, sir.
Will, executive chef here at the Salt Line here in Poughkeepsie, New York. Make sure you guys stop by and get you some food, and make sure you say hello to my boy Will. Thank you again. Thank you again for your time, dog. I get you some more love.
I appreciate
and see you next week.
Don't make me call them dog niggas. 44 bulldog, get a balk, nigga. They about action, they ain't tryna talk, nigga. 106 with the grip, tryna park niggas. And they slide up, catch you while you walk, nigga. Get you fired up, police got chalk niggas. Never phase, nigga, we ain't no gang, nigga. Take your chain when you see us, we ain't playing with you. All my niggas quick to draw, make them paint a picture. Dancing with the devil, now they gotta read the scripture. Niggas hating and they jealous, that's the wrong mixture. Adding fuel to the fire, gon' get you lit up.